Welcome to Keith's Broken Boats and other stuff. Today it's a bit of boats. I finally managed to get a bit of time to actually do some work on my boat. So I've cut this new back panel here. In this panel I've got to fit an air scoop to allow air into the engine bay. And I've cut it to fit the back of the transom and down the sides. And now I'm going to coat it all in fiberglass resin to seal it. These are the two side panels which go down from that panel down into the hole either side of the engine bay. That hole's where the steering comes through. And coated it all in resin to seal it more than anything. Now I've built this air scoop box which goes on the top. I've run a round of filler in all the tight corners, just about the turn of your thumb. This is so that when I put the fiberglass mat on it, it's not a really tight 90-degree bend. Its fiberglass works better around bends. I've also sanded off the edge on the top, and I've fiberglassed all this up. So it's all there, ready to fix back on. Now I'm going to cut out this hole that I've marked with the jigsaw. Just sort of up there, that's the inside of the box, and that will allow the air that comes in through a vent in the back of the transom, and it all drops down through that air scoop down into the engine bay. Now I'll fix this down by screwing it and then wrapping some fiberglass mat around the joints, and that'll fix it all down so the air comes down through that scoop into the engine bay. Okay, let's get on. Right, now I've screwed this down from underneath, and I'm going to get some filler. I'm going to put a round of filler about the turn of your thumb on all these edges here, so that when I glass it in, that the fiberglass bends around the joint, so it's not a really tight 90-degree bend, because I've been told that fiberglass doesn't like going around a tight 90-degree bend. So there it is, there's my filler. Like I say, it just takes that really tight corner out and gives it like just more of a gentle run from one surface to the other, so it's not kinking the mat as I put it down. So cut all my mat, fit how I want it. I've done this before I've mixed any resin up this time, which is a first for me. And then I've fiberglassed it, I've mixed the resin up, rolled it all in, fiberglassed that down. So now this is ready to be cleaned up to take a layer of gel coat, because obviously I can't get to this to put that on while it's in the boat because it's up underneath the back of the transom. So I'm going to coat it all up in some gel coat. Here it is. This is like the first layer I've put on. That's the underneath of it. That's where the engine bay is. The engine sits sort of below that bit you can see there. And that is a flow coat, which is a top coat. Now if I would have just mixed normal gel coat up, when I put it on, it wouldn't go off, it'll dry tacky. Whereas a flow coat has got like a wax built into it, which comes to the surface, forms a seal on it, which allows it all to go touch dry. So this is all now coated up, ready to go back in the boat. There it is rested on the transom, and I'm going to position it in underneath there and make sure it all fits now. And then I shall start glassing and putting some filler in and glassing it all in. So I've cut some holes in it for the steering cables, engine wiring loom, shift and throttle cables, and I've left out the upright on the side that you can see there that the cables are going in, to allow me to wriggle it into place and then push it up. So I'm just threading all the cables through the holes that I've cut in the top. I will go around these holes, in the inside of these holes, with some flow coat to seal it again. when I sort of do the whole inside of the back of the boat, because I've got some more fiberglassing to do once it's all in place. Because I just threading the shift cable in there now through the hole. I've got the wiring loom in, so poke that through the hole there, and that allows the cables to come from underneath the gunnel down into the engine bay. And obviously you've got the steering cable that fits onto the steering rail on the back of the transom. You've got the shift cable which selects forward and reverse, and then you've also got the throttle cable, engine wiring loom, and also in the back of the transom there I've got like a little pipe which is for my water speedometer. So just shoved all those back in, and now I've got to like rotate it around because obviously it's the width of the boat. Slip that one end up onto the panel that I fitted on the other side, push it back in, and then push it back and push it up. Once I've got it all pushed up, I'll try and find the side panels which I've put down somewhere. There they are, and I'm going to wedge those, shove it up, wedge those in place to hold it all in place, and then when I've got all those in, I'll be able to start fixing it all back in. So to fix it in, I should be running obviously the filler in the corners of all the panels so that the fiberglass hasn't got a really tight 90-degree bend. And that filler also acts as a way of securing everything as well while I'm glassing it. I'm just threading the cables through that hole in that panel, push that one up into place. They've all actually fit quite well. I'm surprised at my carpentry skills. It's not my forte. So that's the two centre panels in. Then I've got the one little side panel which goes in that side. I can bosh that in, get it all lined up. Now before I do start actually fixing it with filler and everything, I will be taking a load of measurements and making sure everything is in bang in the right place so that it's all fits together nicely. So I'm just going to try and knock them all in, get them roughly in line by sight, and then I'm going to sit back and admire my work. Yes, I'm glad to be back doing a bit, and I've got a bit of trimming to do on that back panel, I know, but it's there. And once it's trimmed, I can take the measurements and trim it to exactly how I want it. It'll only be a bit off that front edge, I expect, but that's it there, ready now to get some filler in it and some fiberglass to fix it all in place. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. I've actually got more than 500 subscribers now, I'm amazed. Just another 500 to go. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully we get back to my boat again soon and do a bit more, get all that back panel fixed in. And then it's the interesting stuff. Then it's starting to fit the shield and the engine and everything else. And hopefully trying to get it somewhere close to getting it in the water to make sure it all works before I carry on with the rest of it. So stay tuned. It's always ongoing. There's lots of other stuff as well carrying on. My work for the Avon Navigation Trust, I tend to post a few of those. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe, doesn't cost you nothing and helps YouTubers get along. Thanks a lot. Bye.